So I got a lot to say. And I really don't like making physical videos. That's not my forte. You know what I'm saying? But I'm instructed to show my face by way of the Spirit. I would much rather put the camera where we're going to focus, which is on Big Judah's video, Climate Change Causing These Storms. Hold on, let me get that full name. Climate change causing these storms is code word for something else the world governments are hiding. Okay? This is an important video. Um, so you can pull up his video. I just gave you the name. You can pull it up and you can follow along. Okay? But I can't show you the screen. All right? You can only hear it. Okay? So let's go ahead and get it. I got a lot to say, bro. There's been a lot that's been on my mind this morning. And bruh, it it wasn't even pertaining to this video. Okay? Because I just came to connect to the Wi-Fi because I don't have internet, you know. I've been out of internet for a little while now. And so anyway, I got to get these thoughts out. But when I came here to watch my brother's video, it's just, bruh, it's more confirmation. And so let's just listen.
Grand Rising. I'm going to let you guys know, since your government and your people, your pastors and priests aren't letting you know what's going on. What you're seeing is the transition. You are seeing the fact that you are going to be getting transitioned up out of here. This is the beginning of the transition of the Gentiles getting the hell up off of the lands of the Most High and His children. You have been warned again and again and again. But see, since you became the vassals of the Catholic Church, you seem to think that no bad things can happen to you because white Jesus seems to just only want you to party all the time. But as you can see, these events, these hurricanes are now coming quickly, back to back. And they're things that you've never seen before. And now all of a sudden you get these people who don't have insurance, and they can't rebuild because there is not going to be any rebuilding anymore. Let me show you a little something. This is Joel chapter 2. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine heritage to a reproach, which we gave. Our heritage was given to you, our lands, our resources, that the heathen should rule over them. And that's what you've been doing when you set us up as foreigners on our own lands, and you raised up everyone else, all the vassals. That's what you've done. That the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, where is their God? That's really what I'm saying. Where is the God of Israel? We're doing this to you, that to you, and nothing ever happens to us. Well, things are happening to you now, aren't they? Then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people. So see, this is why these events are not happening on the lands, because these storms have memory, and they're coming after you, because you are the descendants of the people who destroyed our people. Yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make your approach among the heathen, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. He's removing your guys' army, which you can already see. As you guys, where's all the choppers? Where are they? Why aren't they coming to help us in North Carolina? Because the army's already been removed. And will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he has done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. And you're seeing him doing great things now. Now there's more. You're hearing all these people talking about climate change, and all the things that are going on with climate change. Well, let's look up what the word climate is, because see, the definition they're giving you today is not what the definitions were back then. This is from a dictionary here from Samuel Johnson from 1781. And what do they mean by climate back then? Climate back then was much different than what you're thinking of it as now. A space upon the surface of the earth, measured from the equator to the polar circles, and each of which spaces the longest day is half an hour longer than the near equator. And the main thing is that a region or a tract of land. See, there is a climate change going on, but you guys have a totally different definition. Your definition deals with weather. This just telling you it's just a tract of land, a region, right? Climate change. Where you live, the region where you are allowed to come into is changing. You were never allowed to come here before 1492. You were brought over here, okay, to serve, because we had to serve a punishment, and we were going to go under you. That was all the prophecy that Columbus was using, is knowing that he was going to get his opportunity to come over here, and his book of prophecies. They knew about this, and that was what the prophecy was, that you're going to be able to come over here for a certain amount of time. They didn't tell you guys that when you made that deal with the devil, when you decided to join his church, that you were only going to be able to take these lands for a certain amount of time. And then after that, there was going to be a climate change. It was going to be a region or a tract of land. That's what it's all about right now. You think it's all about just weather. Now let's look at the definition they have today. Right here. Climate. Now they have a dictionary right here. The weather conditions prevailing in an area in general or over a long period. So see, they changed the definition to be just about the weather. Oh, it's just all these really bad storms. Oh, it's just about storms. That's all it is. A region with particular prevailing weather conditions. Okay? The prevailing trend of a public opinion or another aspect of public life. That's kind of like this climate has also changed with the world is now going against you. The animals are going against you. The weather is going against you. That kind of weather climate is also going on. The angels who have been told to stand down while we were going through our punishment are now standing up against you. That whole climate is turning against you. Before you were going through your blessings for a time, but now the curses are falling upon you. That's why now you're seeing these events. Helene, last couple weeks that went through and just did all this destruction, and you saw now how your government has not stood up for you, and it's not going to, because they have no power. Like we've been telling you for a very long time, they have no power. So see, you change definitions so that people think, oh, it's just about climate, it's just about the climate change and the weather, and people are now saying there's not going to be any way to change this. It's just how it's going to be now, and it's right, but it's not about the weather.
And the reason why they have no power, because their power is their money, and they don't have no money. They're in debt. They're trillions of dollars in debt. So they lost their power. The power of the American dollar has been broken as well. All the other nations, they're using a different form of currency. Yeah, the United States dollar is about to go bye-bye. And so they don't have any power anymore. They lost their power. Their power is gone. That's why the knowledge in the spirit has returned to the children of light.
The climate is about you living here, you keeping these lands. There's nothing you can do to change what is happening. Which you hear people talking about, you can't change climate change. You're right. You can't change because of the fact that you got your certain amount of time. Genesis 15:13. We were going to go on to you for 400 years, but then after that, the Most High was going to deal with you. And that's exactly what you're seeing going on right now.
Well, it's not really the Most High dealing with them. It's more so the eternal law that's dealing with them and the time interval that we're in. Because they were only given a specific amount of time, and they were given the opportunity to either be righteous or wicked. Like, we all have a choice, like who we are going to serve, but it's about our actions. It's about our mindset. It's about the fruits of the Spirit. Your fruit is your actions and your deeds. So that's what you're going to be judged upon. That eternal law is in motion, whether people want to realize that or not. And so these Gentiles that came over here to these lands, they knew better than to rape, rob, murder, plunder, freaking pillage, kill, steal, destroy, and just put us up under their economic system of slavery, perpetual slavery. Like, bruh, they force us to work our own damn land for their benefit. this whole entire time. And then when we pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps time and time and time again, what did they do? They came and destroyed our neighborhoods, dropped bombs on our neighborhoods, destroyed our businesses. Over and over and over again, repeatedly. This is what they did to us. And they have never restored us.
The Most High is dealing with you. So you can see right here, number 2, a region or a tract of land is changing. That region or tract of land are these lands here in the Americas, Turtle Island, as well as our other islands. Ophir, all of that, all of the lands that were promised to us are now changing hands. This is what the climate change is all about. The lands going from the Gentile rulership back to the rulership of the Israelites. That is what they really mean when they're telling you about climate change, but they don't want to tell you what it really means. They want you
And see, and another thing that it is that paradigm shift. Like we've been telling you that we've been living in a freaking paradigm. Is a false ass reality, because those that are ruling, those that's been on top, those that set themselves in authority over all humanity and all creation are not the original caretakers of the earth. They're not the original people, and they only got that position by raping, robbing, murdering, pillaging, plundering, and destroying the true people of the lands. So when you destroy the indigenous people and you literally usurp them and you assume their position, that don't mean that you are the actual king. That just means that you were given a specific amount of time to play the king. And when they played the king, they have done nothing but oppress all humanity and all creation. So now they're about to be dealt with.
Talk about some bigger storms, how global warming is changing. The global warming is the fact that you have raped, robbed, murdered, and stolen everything. You've hidden all of this information. You've hidden who the Israelites really are. You've hidden who the Most High give authority over the scriptures to. You've hidden everything. And now the Most High is now giving authority back, has given authority back to us. And he's moving to give us our blessings once again.
Yes, because we have our mind, and we have his spirit. So we remember who we are. We remember our lands, and we remember the sins of our fathers. We're the ones that have the prophecies. We're the ones we are the time clock. So these other nations, they have no idea what they're dealing with. Like they continue dismissing us as if we're irrelevant. They got another thing coming. Look at these storms. First there was what Helen, and now freaking Milton. Like really, and they're blaming it on climate change and genetically modified weather. Like, bro, it doesn't matter what you say. It don't matter what you think. This is prophecy that's playing itself out. And will continue to play itself out until it does its job.
All of our blessings in Deuteronomy 28, okay, revolve around the land. You had your opportunity to, enjoy our blessings, and you ran into the ground. That's why you now have $36 trillion of debt, because all of the resources weren't even enough for you. You managed to run up huge debts when you owned everything.
It's so crazy, bro.
You had an insatiable appetite.
Absolutely crazy. It's like, how the hell can you literally have possession of all the resources of the best lands, but you are trillions of dollars in debt? That is that insatiable greed. Insatiable greed, bruh. And so all humanity and all creation has been just been miserable, groaning and mourning together until now because of the oppressor. You cannot be the oppressed and the oppressor. Like, you can't be both. And we literally, like, this what was upon my heart earlier. You know, the fact that we were literally born into a Eurocentric reality where everything that we have ever learned, everything that we have ever known is centered around Europeans, a Eurocentric worldview. You need to ask yourself, why is that? Ask yourself, why is that? Because that's the paradigm. Okay? That's the paradigm. You got someone that set themselves up in authority that did not do righteousness with the position that they assumed. Okay? They assumed a position. They assumed the position of spokesman for the Most High, your Pope, your Roman Catholic Church. But they are responsible for destroying the true holy people. You know, this government, this corporation set itself up in authority on indigenous land over the indigenous people, and they have not been righteous by us whatsoever. So there has to be something to be done about this, because we don't have no might in our hands physically, as my brother Big Judah just stated. You know, yes, we've been recovered mentally and spiritually, but we're still up under this physical captivity. Don't you think that we deserve to be free physically? We're tired of being up under the boot of the worst of the heathen.
An insatiable appetite for things. You can never be satisfied. You needed more and more and more. And now the Most High is now moving against you. He has pretty much taken the power away from your government. Where are your priests? Where are your pastors? Where are they to tell you what's going on right now? See, all they're telling you to do is just wait for a rapture. Wait for a rapture to take you away from a mess that you are responsible for making. The Most High doesn't work like that. You made this mess. You don't get to get raptured up out of the mess you created.
Exactly. And so, how are you the victim? And yes, you are going through your judgment. Okay? That's what it is. All right? This is judgment because you refuse to admit the truth. All right? You have been living in your blessing. I seen a video the other day when I came up here. Over there in North Carolina, affected by I think, is it Helen? I can't even remember the name of it now. Well, I think it's Helen. But anyway, they were sitting in several feet of sewage water, and they're not getting any help. I still feel for them, all right, because I'm a compassionate being, but understand, you are in your judgment. The house that they were in was an expensive home. Oh man, I'm running out of space on this phone, bro. I'm gonna have to take this video off. I can't do long videos on this phone. I ain't got a lot of space on it. But bruh, you know how you guys have gotten to live versus how we have been made to live. And this is our ancestral land. So, until you own up to this, you are in your judgment. You're in a valley of decision. All right? All you nations are in a valley of decision. You got a choice to make. Okay? Wrap this up.
That is not how this works. You have lied about everything. You have lied about who we are. You all walk around knowing that you're vassals of the Catholic Church. You all walk around knowing that your church has taught you absolutely nothing. What do you know? If you've been going to church your whole life and you've been listening to this priest and these pastors, why are you so out of the loop at this point? Why is the only thing you're worried about now is getting raptured up out of here? Because it wasn't us that made this mess. It was you. So should it be shouldn't it make sense that you're going to be here to actually help clean it up? That you're going to have to be here to help pay for all of the dirt and the horrible things that you've done? That the things you've done to my people are now going to fall upon you and you.
And see, that's the thing. See, you forced us to work our own land for your benefit. Okay? Every single job I've ever had, I had to be interviewed by a European. I worked for a company that was ran by a European. Okay? The CEO. All right? So the CEO did not work. They just came to check on the slaves to see how the slaves was making their money. Okay? They were the pimp and we were the trick. Like